I am the cream.
You said I'm broke.
It's all just right here in my head.
Dig it. All I have to say is,
Do you respect the bad guy?
You can go to the men's room in the Cow Palace.
you're hurting me.
Some dumb hick from Mud Lick.
I don't give a damn who you are.
This is a con job. Pure and simple is exactly what it is.
Me, Gene. Who made this coat?
Versace. It's Italian. $4,000.
Well, brother. Finally, The Rock has come back.
The following is number 2 will start the ring at the same time. Other superstars till all 30 superstars have entered the ring. Eliminations occur when you will be declared the Royal Rumble winner and will go on to face the champion.
Is he done now? All right, let's go. Just hanging out, getting ready for the Rumble tomorrow. WWE 2K randomly book the Rumble, and it sucked. Okay, they did not put things in. I did it myself, and I figured I'd actually slap the old headset on since last time I didn't get mic'd up. It was really just some footage. I was working on a couple episodes for the Wrestling Minute for this weekend. I figured when I'm going to preview the Royal Rumble, instead of just have my stupid face talking the whole time, I'll have some footage of 2K. Why not? It's better than nothing. But then that first Rumble I recorded was so lackluster, I thought, you know what, let's do this. I don't know if we'll say we'll do it right, but let's do it better. Let's put a little effort in. I could use some practice, you know. We'll do a little commentary here because I do have a gig tomorrow night. Carnage Media. Ruthless Made Promotions. I almost said Ruthless Made Rumble. That's Renegade Rumble is one we have later in the year. See, told you I need some practice. No, we've got 5 free fights tomorrow night on Carnage Media and Bite Size Sports. Check it out. I'll be there with Clayton Scalina calling all the action. So unfortunately for me, well, I mean, it's fortunate for me. I love my job. I will not be watching the Royal Rumble live with all of you. I'll be catching, maybe if things work out, our main event will wrap up before the Rumble is finished. Otherwise, I'll just be off Twitter. I'll be working anyway. And I'll just listen to the Rumble on my drive home. Won't be that long of a ride. I'll be able to watch it afterwards. So here we go. I put Ricochet and Kofi in here to start. I just want some good workers. You'll see the order of it. Tried to just put all of the top guys towards the back, but I booked it using current WWE storylines, at least the ones I'm up to date on. I admittedly don't watch every single minute of the show. I'm a scroll watcher, all right? I like to start the show on YouTube TV at like an hour in and you know, skip through the commercials, and then I can also skip through any segments that I'm not finding super entertaining or any filler matches. Now Dom I put up here, realistically he's had the most matches I think in 2023. So he went from a dude who, when he started, I remember the knock on it, well, he couldn't work at all when they were tag teaming him with his dad, and he's really clearly put the work in. And now he's running the house show circuit, dude, over 100 matches last year. So got some workers in early, and we'll start working the storylines here. But in general, tomorrow's Rumble, to my knowledge, there's only 4 matches booked or being promoted at least. The Women's Rumble, I mean, I say that, there's like 60, almost 70 people involved in those 4 matches, but We got the Women's Rumble to start. Ooh, as soon as I get Xavier Woods in, Kofi goes out. I mean, at least Vinci eliminated Kofi. That plays well with the current storylines. But the whole point, the whole reason I had it spaced like that was Woods could come in, give Kofi the upper hand. At least he could get some revenge on Vinci now. Let's see. This is what happens when you leave it in the computer's hands. Grayson Waller, another one just in here. Theoretically, you know, I didn't put really any legends in here. I don't think this is a Rumble that needs a lot of that. And I think the people that are available in the game, not too many of them will be the ones showing up. So theoretically, I'd like to see Waller enter the Rumble pretty early and maybe last a while, eliminate a few people. I think his character is so annoying that he often gets put in spots where he gets squashed. But I think he's a decent worker. I feel like he did all right in NXT. So the Rumble would be a good opportunity for him. No chance he's going to win it, but knock out a few guys last 15 minutes or so, you know, and just up his brand a little bit at the show. That's part of what the Rumble's about too. Same reason, you know, Pete Dunne with the recent rebrand, which is just a retcon, really. Butch who? Now we've got... No, oh, okay. Waller did survive. I was going to say, this is cursed, man. Every time I get partners in here, one gets knocked out. And, of course, they start working on each other right away. And he eliminates Theory. Oh, they're not tag team partners in this version of the game, though. Because it was interesting. In the randomly booked Rumble I did before, Kaiser and Vinci worked together against Cody Rhodes the entire time, and then, of course, they immediately turned on each other. I had Bronson Reed and Ivar in the last one, and they both were eliminated almost immediately. So much for the imposing giant. For the Women's Rumble, I think there's two options. It's either Bayley's going to win or Becky's going to win. I think they can get to Becky versus Rhea without the Rumble. I think the more interesting storyline is Bayley winning and the inevitable split of her from Damage Control. I don't mind the current Women Tags champions, but I would love to see the Kabuki Warriors get it. You know, get them. It just seems some of the stuff they're doing does seem a little repetitive. All right, the Bloodline has cooled off, in my opinion, because Roman shows up once a quarter. So now the Judgment Day just has all the belts except for, you know, the two most important ones. And then now, if Damage Control does get the tag team belts, it's just sort of, well, I guess they don't have much else, but there's just a lot of big heel groups that have championships. So, I don't know. I hope they don't get... I hope they don't go to the well too many times, I guess is how I'll say that. United States Championship. Logan Paul versus KO. Here's our boy Jinder Mahal. Had to get a superstar in here early. Big name. I think Logan Paul retains. Should be a good match. I hate Logan Paul, for the record. In case you're new here. I can't stand the dude. He's a scammer. He's a dirtbag. But he is good in the ring, and he's good at being a heel. Everyone naturally hates him anyway because he's a scammer and he robs people and lies. So people naturally boo him, but he's been in front of a camera his whole life, and so he naturally comes off as, you know, at least not nervous, and he plays the crowd pretty well. So I imagine they're going to keep the belt on him unless they are, because it's TKO now and they already have enough trouble on their hands, as we'll have to talk about. I'll be doing an episode on the whole Vince McMahon stuff, but Slim Jim has already paused their partnership. I think it was one of the biggest it was the biggest sponsorship deal in wrestling history, I do believe. Currently on a pause. Saw on Twitter that their official statement was basically they're a company with integrity, and based on the Vince McMahon allegations, they're pausing their deal with the WWE. So knowing that Logan Paul has this crypto scam on deck, are they just going to get the belt off him? That's the only thing that gives this any intrigue. If that weren't up in the air, and there wasn't a reason to maybe really clean things up around here, so to speak, they just might not be wanting people to be like, oh, hey, by the way, while we're calling you out, WWE, you know, they're part of a bigger corporation now, so they may consider that. But if it weren't for that, I would say they were certainly booking Logan to retain. He's one of the biggest names, and even though he works sparingly, because of the way they use his social media posts, again, with that name recognition, he's one of the top stars, and he does work well in the ring. I can't pretend that he doesn't. So I'm still predicting Logan will win, but I won't be surprised. And if Kevin Owens wins, I think it's because they might have Logan go away for a little while until things smooth over. Now back to the ring action here. I put Gunther in a little later. You know how I said earlier WWE's getting repetitive? Well, last year in the Royal Rumble was a prime example of that. They had Rhea Ripley and Gunther, I think, both start at one, or they're at least both one of the first two, and go all the way. Gunther, of course, loses to Cody, and Rhea, of course, wins and has been champion for over 300 days. But, you know, they did the same. They had the endurance record set in both Rumbles. You know, they didn't split it up by a while. So I really, really, really hope that they don't have someone in either Rumble start at one and go all the way. Again, I don't think this is a Rumble that needs that. It has enough star power. It's got 4 or 5 different storylines playing in, with Drew McIntyre and Punk and Cody Rhodes, as Gunther eliminates Gable. What else do we have? We've got Jey Uso, I bet, in the Royal Rumble. We've got Damian Priest, Mr. Money in the Bank. You've got Gunther. You've got, which Ricochet, our first guy, he went pretty far in this. But yeah, there's enough, in my opinion, enough star power, enough storylines going on that they don't need to do anything like that. If you want to do something, maybe go for an elimination record instead. But, you know, give us some space on playing that same note is what I hope. I think the Fatal 4-Way in the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, PLE, tomorrow, goes to Roman, of course, with some underhanded tactics. I wonder how they'll split that off. I think it goes LA Knight versus AJ Styles after that. I don't know what they do with Randy. Maybe it's just Roman and Randy after that. I'm not quite sure. That's one of the perks to the Fatal 4-Way. I don't love Fatal 4-Ways in general. If you're going to have one, at least 4 great guys to have it with, in my opinion. I think they're all good workers. I'm invested in all of their storylines except for really AJ's, but he's maybe the best worker out of the group, so it kind of pans out. But despite me not liking, Waller's out. Despite me not liking Fatal 4-Ways in general, the good part about this one is there's a lot of different ways the stories can go. When you know you'll have Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso and maybe Heyman involved, it'll be interesting to see, because as I said, as I imagine it, it will be two of those guys in the 4-way will get into it. They'll start a rivalry or probably continue one that's been building between AJ and LA Knight. And then potentially that odd man out, Randy Orton, will just have a one-on-one against Roman Reigns. But then I don't know what you do with Randy after that, but it'll be about WrestleMania season, so I'm sure you find something. But it'll be interesting. I mean, maybe they go a different route. I have no idea. I hope they don't go from a fatal 4-way to a triple threat match, but we shall see. And the men's Royal Rumble, I think, is very hard to predict. I have no idea. It's probably between Punk and Cody, right? Is there anybody else? I think it could be Gunther, theoretically, but just feels like this story was originally built for Cody to be the first guy in almost 30 years to win back-to-back Rumbles and then finish his story at WrestleMania. And then The Rock came back. Well, no. Scratch that. The Rock visited in September, and then Cody Rhodes came back, and now CM Punk came back. And then now The Rock has come back, and it's really complicated things. So I don't know if Cody will get to finish his story at WrestleMania or not. That's what I would hope. I'd love to see a situation where Punk can main event night 1 versus Rollins, and Cody Rhodes main events night 2. If The Rock is willing to wait a year, I think Reigns and Rock doesn't need the title, and they can wait for that until, or maybe do it. Also, based on what I saw with him and Jinder in the ring, maybe he should take a year to get some cardio. I mean, his cardio is better than mine, let's be clear, but he looked pretty blown up working for a minute and a half with Jinder Mahal in the ring. And I would hate to see the WWE repeat its mistakes from 10 years ago, because yes, The Rock's one of the biggest names in the world, but he's just going to wrestle that one WrestleMania match, so I don't know if it's really worth tossing aside 2 years of booking. I'd love to see him main event Elimination Chamber. That's the one in Perth, right? That could be a good move. Make sure that's a sellout. That's an interesting move from Gunther. And that's it, right? It's just those 4 matches. I was confused when I was booking this Rumble. I was looking, I was like, well, I probably shouldn't put Santos and Carlito in here, right? Like, they'll probably fight each other in a singles match at the Rumble, but I don't see it. And I do have Rey returning, potentially, and Sami Zayn returning. I think this might be a year for more returns than it is legends hopping in. Because we haven't seen Sheamus in a while either, right? I don't have him in. So I've got DIY in here instead, but very realistically could be in. And that's the thing. That's the other reason they don't need to go legends. Like, this Rumble doesn't have either of the Street Profits in it. Doesn't have anybody from the LWO outside of Rey, Carlito, And then there's neither of Santos's homies are in there. Kaiser's not. Only one of Gunther's flunkies is in here. Who was eliminated? What? So I just think there's plenty of talent. I don't know. There's not a lot of old guys that aren't already under contract at AEW that I think are worth bringing into the Rumble. I know Hogan keeps running his yap. Oh! Mysterio gets Lashley out. I think the game thought Gunther was eliminated, and now he's just like walking in the corner. Our perfectly booked Rumble is now ruined. Damn. Is he just going to do that the whole time? Well, we'll keep an eye on this, I guess. Oh, goodness. Yeah, nobody's going after Gunther. Well, damn, that's going to distract me. But, oh, there they go. They just remove him. So I guess he was eliminated. I don't know. Gonna need to look at the replay on that one later, I think. Oh, Jimmy Uso. Now, this started around 21 with Ray. Man, Gunther lasted a long time, and then I think got screwed over by a glitch. Because I don't think he was eliminated. I thought he held on the ropes, just like Ray did just there. But they announced it over the PA. Yeah, I got Sammy coming back. I think that, I don't know, maybe be a bit of a short vacation for him, but I originally had Booker T in here since he's made a royal appearance, a Rumble appearance not that long ago, but they've done a good enough job at having some of these mid-card storylines that I thought it was better to fill it with the actual roster. Let me know in the chat who you would have put in the Rumble if there was somebody I missed. I might not be able to see it for whatever reason. Last stream we had a couple chats. They would pop up on screen, but nothing would show up on my dashboard. So if you are commenting, I appreciate you, but I can't see it. Ooh, Sweet Chin music. I got to do more practicing of commentating this stuff, or doing commentary. Easy for me to say, because soon enough I hear, rumor has it that Carnage Media will have pro wrestling soon. I don't know if it'll be streamed on pay-per-view or if it'll be live streamed onto the YouTube channel, but stay tuned for that. As Tommaso Ciampa reverses into the suplex, Jey Uso hits Rey Mysterio with the Samoan drop. I did finish. I guess I finished the review. We can just go commentary from this point on. Ooh, another Samoan drop. Jimmy and Jay in here at the same time. They recently, I think it was Jay, I don't know if it was in a magazine interview or a podcast, but he said that he thought a match between him and his brother Jimmy could also main event a night at WrestleMania. So which, I mean, they would have time, enough of that story, enough of that background as Sami Zayn suplexes Jimmy. There's enough of that background story there where they could build that up pretty quickly in time for WrestleMania, but unfortunately I think the main event scene's a little crowded this year. Would be, you know, one of the things about WrestleMania being 2 days. They do need a lot more matches, so it would be a solid upper mid-card match just based on their rivalry. But I don't think it's main event caliber this year. For the record, I hate that WrestleMania is 2 nights. There being 2 main events, I guess, is a bonus, but there is no need for me to ever watch 8 hours of wrestling in one weekend. And I clearly enjoy wrestling. Look what we're doing here, but it's a lot. And just like a Disney Plus Star Wars series, when you make more content than you need to, you end up with a bunch of filler that's not that good. And that's how I feel about good chunks of WrestleMania at times, where now that they've made it a 2-night event, you get some matches or interactions that, I don't know, maybe aren't really WrestleMania worthy. They have done a good job, in my opinion, of the main event each night for the most part. But there is no way. Night 1, for instance, is probably something I'll wait until it's a good 2 hours underway. We can start, go back to the beginning and kind of skip through stuff like I do an episode of Raw, because why is Raw 3 hours long? It's unnecessary. We're getting close here. Oh, if McIntyre and Solo are here, that means there's only a couple of guys left. Can't believe Damian Priest is out already. Really disappointing. Escobar, this would be a nice little run. I think they've done well to boost him up, even though he's the whiny kind of crybaby heel. He does well in the ring. Yeah, it's not as impactful when you don't have Cult of Personality playing when Punk comes in. Well, you probably know who number 30 is going to be. Here we go. That's right.
This could possibly change the complexion of this match, Michael.
Well, I would hope it would. Watch Drew McIntyre just throw him out. The last time Cody came in and immediately got double teamed by Imperium. Ooh, Santos Escobar eliminated. My money is either Sammy or Solo will be eliminated next. But to me, this would be a great ending, depending on how this Final Four goes. I mean, with 6 people left in the ring, I'd be pretty happy if I'm watching the Rumble and this is who we've got at the end. Now, I made this thing, so I guess I'm kind of biased. I booked Damian Priest to be in here longer, so there's that. I didn't expect Sammy to still be here, that's for sure. Oh, the AI in this game gets really dumb in Rumbles like that. Like Jay, 3 or 4 different times has interrupted, and then again, like he doesn't have a side. He's just, it's like he's just trolling Solo and Cody. Interfere. Oh my God, Drew McIntyre's gone. Sami Zayn is a house on fire. My God. Oh, this is hilarious.
Oh, wicked kick to the lower back. Oh, the arm taking the brunt of that. He finds a counter for Jay. Makes him pay with a counter.
Oh, looks like we got a new follower. Shout out, Grace Miller Plays. What's up? Thank you.
He's stuck now.
Welcome. See who wins this Royal Rumble. Ooh. Let me know who you want to win the real one. I love when they throw in some double team moves. I didn't see a ton of those, and all of a sudden that we're at the end. Oh, Jay eliminating Solo is great. Final four of Jay, Sammy, Cody, and Punk. I don't think this works. This is not how I would have, with those final six, this isn't how I would have had it. I would love Drew McIntyre to be here maybe instead of either Sammy or Jay. There's just too many good guys in the mix, because even Punk is sort of a 50-50 if he's a heel. Some people might dislike Jay, but for the most part he's been booked as a good guy. So you pretty much just have four faces in here. Kinda fucks with the drama a little bit. And honestly at this point I kinda just need Jay and Sammy to get out of here, and then the tension will be back.
Nicely done. And Jay is fighting through the fatigue.
Especially if Jay has to eliminate Sammy, then we can book that rivalry. What are they going to do with Sammy when he comes back?
This could be it. Elimination time.
Watch Jay come. Yeah, he's just going to come fuck with it. Every time. It's like, fuck it. I don't want anybody. Nobody's getting eliminated. He's going for that 5-star rating. That's all Jay cares about.
As if Sammy couldn't be any more annoying.
Oh, Michael Cole.
There he goes, right into the corner. A possible elimination in progress. And did you hear the impact of that?
Is Sami Zayn gonna eliminate Punk? Of course not. Wouldn't be surprised. Oh, there's Cody. I was just gonna say, I wouldn't be surprised to see Cody go though. He just keeps letting me down. As far as a prediction for the Royal Rumble, I don't think I ever officially gave one. I'm torn between, I think it's going to be Punk or Cody Rhodes, which is why I booked them at 29 and 30 on here. In my best effort to try to get those two as the final two, but that's the fun part of me not taking in the controls. Oh, look at that. Boom. To the former part-time tag partners.
And we see the attention being put on the torso area. Looking for elimination here.
Oh, what if it's Jay and Sammy? That'd be one that would really put the crowd in a weird spot and be like, well, we love both these guys, but also, what the hell are you doing?
It's crunch time for these three superstars, and one of them will be the winner of this year's Royal Rumble match.
This mode also takes a long time to get to that. I noticed that in the last Rumble. It didn't do it until we got to the final two, and the final two had been fighting for a while before there was like, oh yeah.
After this match.
Oh, there's Wild Jay again. At least it didn't pay out for him. That's what you get for getting other people's business. Yeah, it's clearly I can't be doing commentary. Well, you know, technically in wrestling you could. Oh, CM Punk's gone. I love it. About as much as I love that. Sammy celebrates and gets sweet chin music from Jay. Oh, that's perfect, because they had kind of worked in tandem a little bit. Which would fit, you know. Sammy just taunts a lot, too, apparently. But this is hilarious. One of these two is going to WrestleMania. I would have loved it if that sweet chin music would have ended it and he just dumped Sammy over.
Plenty of drama here as we're down to
oh, we got it. Let's go. A friendship will be fractured as two men battle for a shot at WrestleMania. Jay has 3 finishers, by the way. It's over. And he's got a signature stacked up. Like, Sammy might not have a chance here. Jay's got the health advantage. They're about even on the body damage here. So Sammy's gonna win, of course.
Now check this out. This is gonna blow your mind.
That's yeah. Okay. That's some indie horse shit, but good for you, Sammy. And for this move, you're gonna make like I'm a jungle gym, and then I'll powerbomb you. It was great, you know. It's athletically,
setting up an elimination here.
It's impressive. But it looks rather collaborative. Alright, good. Don't let the Rumble end on one of those boring ass corner eliminations. It's got to be a finisher. You guys got plenty of finishers here. God! These two know each other so well. Counter after counter. Zayn didn't quite have the strength to get Jay over the ropes.
Beautiful athleticism.
Yeah, it was athletic.
Enabled to counter. How insulting is that?
It's got to be main event Jey Uso. He's coming back to be the head of the table. There it is. Boom! Sweet chin music. And there it is, folks. You heard it here first. Jey Uso is going to WrestleMania for a triple threat versus Roman Reigns and The Rock to be the undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion and the Tribal Chief, head of the table. Look at that. The greatest match of all time. And you're the greatest audience of all time. I will see you another time. Take care.
That's a wonderful name.